Okay. Now, in this session, we are going to talk about installing Node.js. In the last session, we have seen understanding the web development framework, and now we'll go for the installation of Node.js. Before going installation of Node.js, let me have a talk about what actually a Node.js means. Node.js is a JavaScript development framework which is developed based on the Google's V8 JavaScript engine. Now this is totally depends on the framework written in maximum to the best is JavaScript. Now Node.js is a open source which is a freely available, and also we can customize as per our requirement. It also support for the different platforms like Windows, Linux, the Unix, Mac OS, any other. And also it runs on single threaded. We'll see in upcoming slides what actually a single thread, how it will run rather than the multi-threaded, and non-blocking. Without blocking of the input output process, it will be non-blocking. It runs on that, and also asynchronous programming. By using this one very efficiently, we can use the memory. And what are the reasons why the people are going for Node.js? We have different reasons are there. Let me have talk about what are the exact reasons why moving to Node.js. Node.js is a JavaScript, as I said you. It supports both server-side scripting as well as client-side scripting. Both can be involved here. Now, what is the problem by including this is the difficulties in deciding is where the scripting logic has to kept it. Whether I need to be make the rendering at client side or either I need to be rendering at server side. If you see the figure totally, we are going to using this script at client side as well as we are using this script at server side, both. But when you are writing at the client side and the server side, we are commonly using is JavaScript. So only the one problem here for the client side is cumbersome and unwieldy. Unwieldy is nothing but it will be making some, as I said, you deciding where I need to keep this scripting logic. Whether to more secure, it's better to go for give the headache to the server itself. If you think that at the client end, it's not a sensitive data, you can make that rendering at client side means you can render at client side itself. And coming to the server side is making this Node.js because of supporting the both the scripting, little bit of slowdown compared with other scripting languages. And now Node.js also going to be take the advantage of writing the JavaScript in the style of JavaScript itself. And both the client developers and server developers, both are going to talking in same language. Okay. Now, one more reason why the people are going to the Node.js is event-driven scalability. What actually this event-driven scalability means? Whenever any event trigger, any event has trigger, to handle that event, we require normally without using the Node.js is a multiple threads. Now it requires Node.js only a single thread. I'll show you with an example. See in the figure, it is showing the different users accessing for different requests. User 1, user 2, user 3 is refreshing the page for 2 times. User 4 refreshing that 3 times. It is making different requests are coming. But whatever the requests are coming, if it is a synchronous means what? Time being. When it is a time being of the request, automatically this Node.js will take care of that type of synchronous, directly access to the respective request and respond it. If the request is asynchronous, if it is found the request is asynchronous, it will make that threads in that loop, in that asynchronous thread. Whenever the other threads are free, it will give the chance to that one. Again, it will be get back to this. If you see that one, T1, T2, T3, T4, 4 threads are available over here to making this as a asynchronous. So see, once any event thread 1 has came, it will check whether it's a synchronous or asynchronous. If it is a time being, immediately it has to be sent that one. Example, I have sent a OTP, I have sent a request for booking a ticket. It generated a OTP. Now, how much time maximum for a OTP? Maximum to the maximum 2 to 3 minutes. It is called as synchronous. Once it is came the request, what this Node.js will do it, if it is a synchronous, immediately get back, check that whether it has to be account balance is available correctly, the amount is okay, then it generate the OTP. Immediately the OTP will come and done it. If it is any other input output request, like say example, if you are downloading a attached file for your email, now it is a 100 MB or maybe it's a 25 MB is there. Once you click on that one, depends on the time. It's not mandatory that within this time only can be downloaded, because there is no time limit to download that particular file. It's asynchronous activity. It can be downloaded for after 3 minutes, after 5 minutes, slowly can be downloaded based on your accessing. Depends on the request from the user. It will be make asynchronous in single loop, run in single thread. If it is asynchronous, it will be wait up to the other threads has become free. Once it is free, then it allocated, and once they complete the task, it will assign to the process to complete it. That's why it is a non-blocking IO. The input here is a not blocking IO. It's a non-blocking IO, which is came from the file system or from the DB automatically based on the synchronous and asynchronous activity can be done it. If you see this one, T1 V8 JavaScript thread running, your code is a single thread. Now here is a postfix is asynchronous, threads doing asynchronous IO, multi-threads. Multi-threads going to be running over here. So it is a only single thread with the virtualization of V8, the version can be done it. That's why this Node.js is another reason, event-driven scalability. And third one is extensibility. Now I want to be extend this Node.js to integrate for any other service. Example, I want to integrate this Node.js to my React.js. I can use this environment to the React.js. On top of this Node.js, I can run the React.js. Or else I want to be make as a one of the web server with the help of this one, any Express. So we can extendable by just installing a new module. If you want an Express module, you can install it that in the Node.js. You can use the environment as node.js. And top of that Node.js, you can use Express, you can use the React.js, whichever you want. And also there is another reason, time, because it takes only 1 minute, less than 1 minute to install the Node.js, the software, which is the less one. And coming to that, who developed this one, in which year? In the 2009, the Ryan Dahl has developed this Node.js, because what is the main purpose is to avoid the people who are frustrated on the concurrency issues. Just now I has shown one example. And Google had came out with the V8 JavaScript engine, which is support for the Chrome web browsers, which can be highly optimize the web traffic. So Dahl has created Node.js on top of V8. The Google V8 on top of that has developed this environment. Now on top of this one, that match the client-side environment. Any client-side environment means that may be a front end. However, you are going to design. We are designing the front end with the help of the React.js or Angular or any other part, we can use it. And who uses this one? Yahoo, LinkedIn, and eBay, New York Times, many people are going to be using this Node.js. And what is the Node.js used for is, as I said you, the main purpose of the Node.js is on EV8, highly optimized code to handle the HTTP traffic, mostly common use in web server. So other users also be there, like we can also develop some APIs to integrate our services. Just now I said you, and AWS SMS is required. We can develop some APIs such as REST services, multiplayer games if you want to be playing, or backend web services such as cross-domain. The same backend service can be helpful. Amazon can be helpful for as a now example WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a desktop version as well as the down to the version of that laptop, down to the version of mobile also can be used. Cross-domain server-side request also can done it. We can also develop any number of the web applications. Depends on your interest. You can develop. You can use the Node.js on top of. You can use the React to develop the front end, or instead of React, you can use the Angular also on top of the web application to develop it. And also it supports the multi-client communication such as IAM. And what does the Node.js come with? What are the things will be there? Once you install the Node.js, what are the things are available in Node.js is to want to test your functionality of your code automatically. The text functionality also available, assertion testing. It also available to handle the TCP streams. When you want to be handle this input and output, it also be available, the buffer and add-ons. I want to use the C++ code into this Node.js. As I said you, in the scripting, you can also use the C++ as well. Child processes, because this is run on single thread. Now you can usually use the multiprocessing with the help of this child process. We can also support with the help of a cluster. A cluster way is also be there. Cluster is a multi-core system where it is available, and a command line options also be there. the node.js commands. Command line options is, I'll show you once it is installed the node.js. Once it is installed, the terminal, how it will be run over there. And also it supports the console. What is the difference of this terminal is? Terminal is like we have Linux environment, Unix environment. Console is for a normal system, where is a like we have a monitoring type of things, we can use it. And in the blockchain, to making the cryptocurrencies also helpful by the Node.js. And debugging system also available. DNS servers is the third part of our advanced web development as well. And also it can be handle like exceptions, dynamic exceptions handlings are there, like how in the Java. And also it supports some events, mouse handling, keyboard, some listeners, events, timers, callbacks, and also supports the file system. And also one more thing is a globals are there. What actually this global is going to talking over here is frequently available without having include them first. Global access means any other external other services as shown you in the web framework, any such type of global things you can directly incorporate, directly integrated over here. And also, as I said, you HTTP, HTTPS, and some other modules, like if you want Express module or if you want any Angular module, you can use it. It also support for net. Net is a network. Now, if you want to be develop any one local domain, or if you want to develop a server which is going to be connected with the sockets, you can also use this net, because it supports the local ports like 8080 for React.js 3000, and it supports different operating systems. And just simply we can set the paths for different Mac OS, or if you are using for Linux or Unix, and process single thread, we can support it. Query strings also be available in this Node.js. Not only this, many other things are also available, like readyline, REPL, stream, string decoder, timers, and as I said, TLS and SSL, URL utilities, like we have text utilities, process utility in the Linux commands. We can also support that utility, and also support for V8 and virtual machines also it supports. Like if you have virtual free or VMware, that also we can supports this node.js. And coming to the actual part of the installation, what we can do this, how we can be installed here is, we'll just have a look of this installation process. Now coming to the installation of Node.js, what actually we required? We required a simple software of Node.js, which is available in nodejs.org. And if you want to learn more about the Node.js also, some docs also available. Docs means documents also available. Now first we need to be install this one and verify it is correctly executable or not. Just you can select any one IDE. One of the example for selecting of IDE is VS Code. That is the code which you are going to be using to write the Node.js. You can use any one IDE, which is normally we can use it. Now coming to the installation process, once you install, download this from nodejs.org, the software it look like. If you see the software, it look like in the software part, we have this is a file. Once you can download it, go to that particular page, nodejs.org. Choose the respective operating system whichever you want, or directly if you have the Windows, you can also use for other operating systems as well. You can download this recommended for most users of 18.14.2, or it depends on the operating system version. You can download it. Okay, once you download it, software will look like this one. So the download processing is very easy. Just double click on that particular, and once you click on that particular, it will show the first screen like this. Click on the next, automatically within a minute or 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, less than 1 minute, it will install. But before you are installing that process, make sure how the hierarchy of this node.js will look like. See the hierarchy, what are the things are available? Node.js runtime, core package manager, npm package manager, online documentation shortcuts, add to paths. All these are the icons. But we have a habit of directly click on next like this. But before clicking the next, see such for what purpose I am clicking next option. Okay, so once you are clicking the next after reading of all this hierarchy, please make sure what the folders, directories or install here. Now once you install properly, now check it out. It will be node. everything in node.js will be treated as a node. A node is a deploying environment where we can directly run it. Okay. So first start with node.js JavaScript VM. Like we have Java virtual machine, JVM, for running of this one. But in Node, we have JavaScript VM, virtual machine, JavaScript virtual machine. So here, once you install, it will create a node. And also it created a NPM. So NPM also we discussed in the part. It consisting of all the node.js packages, whichever the packages you want, it will available over here. So all the packages, once you are installing, it will available in node_modules. So all the packages are available here. So whatever the package, that may be Express package, Angular, any other packages you are installing, it will available in this folder node_modules. So these are the executable things once you install your node. Now, once I have installed the node over here, see, I have installed it in the C drive, in my drive. Once I install it in the program files, node.js. Now see here, node modules are available, node is available. Just know what I have said it. NPM is available. So in the node_modules, it will available the core packages which is required. Whatever the external you are installing the packages, it's also available over here. Now how to run it? So once you install it, it will be having consisting of this folders. Now verify whether the node.js is correctly installed or not. To do that one, whether node.js is installed or not, you also can practice it. Open your prompt. Already the node.js is installed. Check it out in your systems. Open the command prompt. The command prompt, just type a command node. Just open a command prompt and type it node, N-O-D-E. So once you type it N-O-D-E, it has to go for the prompt of node. The node has installed correctly. Clear? If it is not getting, now node.js is not there in your systems. Now to come out of to the node.js command prompt to the OS prompt, you can press Control D. You can press Control D. To come out of that is, you can press Control plus D. From node prompt to, you can come out of the OS command prompt. Clear? Now, you can also type one more, whether it is correctly working or not. Execute the following command, just console.log. If you want, you can use it. Like you can use whether it is properly working or not, console.log of, you can type it any one program or one text, .it, btech, or any other. Information technology. The simple, any one part you can use it. Just to display information technology. Now correctly install and correctly working. So once you enter the node, next go to the prompt of this. If you want to come out of from the node to the actual OS prompt, you can use the Control D. If you want to again go to the node, you can just type node. Just is properly working or not, it just display simple message in the console. In the console of the Node.js, console.log. Log is a simple file you are maintaining. Log of, give some text, that anything, information technology or any other. Once you are entering, enter with semicolon, ends with semicolon, enter, it displays this information technology. Come out of this from normal to this. Now just check it out which version of the NPM is available. NPM-V, it will show you the version. NPM-V 8.3.1. Now, if you want to know some more details, NPM for more details of this total version, including total part, you can use it. NPM version, not hyphen version, just version. It will show you the entire part. See, the NPM is 8.31. What Node.js version you have installed is 16.14.0. V8 is this one, and UV, Jedlib, Broadlib, or the modules, how many modules are there? 93. All this total information is available with the command npm space version. Okay. So this is npm version. Node, just run it, the console.log to check it properly, the correctly executing. To exit from the console, you can use the control D to come out of from the node to normal OS console and type a version, npm version. It displays the output like this. npm node, the JSON format, it displays the output. And coming to that, which ID we can select it. ID stands for Integrated Development Environment. Normally Eclipse, we are going to be selecting our WebStorm, but which is developed by the Intel IJ. Visual Studio, VS Code, we have Visual Studio Code, can be selected as the IDE for Node.js. You can also use anything, Eclipse, WebStorm, which is developed this one, or just we can go for Visual Studio Code, VS Code. To install that one, go to this path, code.visualstudio.com. You can install it, whichever the operating system belongs to your system, based on the operating system selected. And almost all the code we are generating will be in the formats of .js, .json, .html, .css, all these